Carl Cameron taking his story to the beat tonight. Thanks for being here.
Hi, Ari. Thanks for being here. Thanks for letting me.
I'm happy to have you here. Now, look, I'm going to get to your project. Before we do, I'm curious about your view. Strong words for the president. When you say he's a con man, do you think that he knows what he's doing, that he's lying, and that people at Fox News are secretly concerned about that, or they're along for the whole ride, as you put it?
Well, look, as for President Trump, his origin story in the 2016 campaign was that he was never a politician, he'd never run for office. That was patently false. It's frankly garbage. He ran in 1988, went up to New Hampshire, did an exploratory committee, held a big event where there were hundreds of people he gave a speech to, did a news conference, and gave interviews to reporters, including me. And in 2000, Trump did an exploratory committee and ran on the Reform Party ticket, and he actually went to the California convention and got delegates. So when he said, I've never been a politician and I'd never run for office, that origin story about what made him different was a lie. And he said he was a fantastic businessman. And now we know that he wrote down billions of dollars in losses, and it puts him in a club where he's not such a great businessman after all. So, yeah, there's a con there going.
What does it tell you that he listens so much, as we just mentioned, to your colleagues there at Fox News?
Well, I make a real distinction about Fox News. You have a lot of opinion hosts like Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson and some of the folks that you mentioned. And then you have a news division, and there's folks there like Bret Baier and Chris Wallace and Shepard Smith and Jay Wallace, the news president. They work their butts off to try to be fair, and it's no secret that there has occasionally been some disagreements between the news division and the entertainment division. I have a lot of friends who are in the news division. They work really hard to get it straight. The opinion hosts are just that, and it's not fact-based. That's what Front Page Live is about. It's a progressive organization. There's an awful lot of liberal folks that we're trying to appeal to, but this is fact-based information.
And if it's a progressive...
Where Donald Trump is concerned,
let me ask you this. If it's a progressive outlet and you're leading it, does that mean you were progressive that whole time, those 22 years?
No. I mean, my first vote was for an independent back in the 79 and 80, and I voted for independent for president. I voted for Republicans and Democrats. At Fox, I shot straight. I made mistakes. Sure, everybody does. If the Washington Post has an article that we decide to focus on and they have a retraction or a correction, we'll point out that there was a retraction or correction. Journalists do make mistakes.
Sure. I'm curious. You mentioned some of those folks, and I'm going to play some of them for you. I'm curious whether you felt that worked or whether there was countervailing pressure. Hold on one sec. Let me show it. Some of your folks now who in the Trump era also are pushing back, which is consistent with the point you make. Let's take a look.
The President of the United States of America is prepared to commit a felony to get reelected.
The President has offered no evidence to support what he has said.
There's ample evidence. This doesn't require too much analysis to indict the President.
That's incorrect. He's been saying it for a while now, but it's simply not true.
The behavior of the President is immoral, deceptive, and repellent.
Fox News knows of no evidence to support the President's claim.
Go ahead.
Access is a problem for journalists all over the place. And when any organization gets too close to the President of the United States or politicians, that's a problem. It happened with the New York Times when Judy Miller was taking the word of Dick Cheney as opposed to everybody else when it came to the Iraqis having nuclear weapons. It happened in the Lyndon Johnson administration all the time. He used to have reporters come over and he'd talk to them all the time. There's nothing wrong with access if it's used right. The question is whether or not you're pushing an agenda or you're informing the electorate.
Do you think the Fox News evening or some of the evening, in your view, has become basically a direct alliance, a sort of a kitchen cabinet in providing basically media services for Donald Trump?
I think when a president or when a politician gives a smack to a reporter for getting under their skin, that's a good thing. When they're getting attaboys and pats on the back, something's wrong. Our job is to let people know what's going on.
I got to call you on that since you said that. I'm going to play Donald Trump on Carl Cameron. Take a look.
Carl Cameron, who's a nice guy, he said, no, they only have 1,500 people here. Start counting them up, Carl, because you got a lot of people here, Carl.
Your response and whether you think he's going to continue to like you under your new project.
My response is that I was right that day. He didn't have a big, huge crowd, and I'm right today. Telling the truth is more important than trying to be popular.
Well put and a fitting end. And I think, you've done a lot of work for a long time. There are folks who might know about you only from your news organization and not from your own work. But I'm happy to learn.
FrontPageLive.com. Check it out. It's going to be great.
There you go.
This is going to be the viralized news. It's only been up for a day and a half, and we're astounded at the response. And it's accurate. It's the kind of stuff that really matters. And with the 2020 election and the debates tomorrow, check us out. FrontPageLive.com.
I recognize the hustle that comes in getting the URL in multiple times. And Carl, you've worked in this field a long time. We like having different views on the show. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks, man.
Hey, I'm Ari Melber from MSNBC. You can see more of our videos right here, or better yet, subscribe to our YouTube channel below. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate that.